Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading his word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the whole elect. I'm the brother Quatas of Zion, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai with another lesson, with another video, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. So this video, I want to break down the prayer, Psalms 23, verse 4, because this is an infamous scripture that people often recite or repeat in the churches, So I just want to dive into it and translate it into the Lashon Kodash in the Hebrew, in the 𝐊𐤍𝑍𝐻. So this is Psalms 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So if you go into that word valley, a valley is a low place between two mountains, That's a very low place. And where are the Israelites in a very low estate? That's in Babylon. That's in America, Babylon the Great, And it says, I will fear no evil. So if you go into America, for example, being a so-called Black Latino or Native American man, you are in a very low estate, and these people, they do with you as they please. Look at all these Karens and all these Beckys, and look at what the police officers are doing to our people. They're gunning them down left and right. You see? So our people are constantly living in a fear, actually. They are brought low. They are the lowest among the society. Even if a Chinese person, a Moabite comes, or an Indian person, an Elamite, they come into that country, they get a permit before a so-called Black Latino or Native American man. Look at what they did to the Native Americans. Look what happened in Canada. Look what they did to the Mexicans. They pushed them out of their own land. They killed and slaughtered them. And that's what they call colonization. But these people were the original inhabitants of the lands, of that land, But still, they do with them as they please. And now these people, they live in fear. Let me get a precept on that. In the book of Psalms 138, verse 7. This is Psalm of David. And this is what he said when he was in trouble. This is Psalms 138, verse 7. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of my enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. So even though we are in a bad estate, the Most High is going to make sure that he's gonna save the ones that he loves, because King David, which if you go into that word, is Malak Dawada. Malak is king, and Dawada is David. And if you go further into that word, David, it means beloved. So the Most High, he saved King David, and he's going to do the same to the children of Israel, to the seed of Jacob. He's gonna protect them, and he's going to revive them. Thou wilt revive me, meaning to bring back to life, We're not going to be consumed by fear of what's going to happen to our fleshly body, because we know that here we don't have a continuing city. So we are not supposed to set our mind upon things that we want to things that we want to reach here, goals that we want to reach here. No, you got to set your mind to the kingdom. You got to set your minds to the things above, as it says in the book of Colossians and in the book of Matthew 6 also, or Matthew 5. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28, because this is also one of the curses that we were gonna fall under, that we would have fear, but now being brought back into the light, being brought back into the truth, that fear is leaving us because we are resting in 𝑦ahweh. We are trusting in 𝑦ahweh. We trust in his deeds and his perfect works. But this is one of the curses that our people would suffer because they didn't follow Yahweh with all gladness of heart. So this is Deuteronomy 28, verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. See? So the Most High, he said this was going to happen, and none of his words will come back void to him. You see? So he said it, and that's how it is to this day. And especially the 2/3 of our people that are not of the elect, that are not chosen, that are not seeking the Most High, that are not seeking Yahweh, they are suffering under these curses. They are living in fear. But us, Yahweh, we don't walk in fear. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 41, starting at verse 8. Isaiah 41, verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. See? So, but thou, O Israel, which goes back to Jacob, and we are the descendants, we are the children of Israel, we are the descendants of Jacob. So the promise that Yahweh made to Jacob is still intact. Just like how the curse is intact, the blessing and this, what he has spoken, the protection is still intact. If you are a faithful servant, and what does a faithful servant do? He takes what the master gives him, and he flips it and he multiplies it. If he gives you this fruit, you are sent forth to bring forth fruit, and that they might remain. If you have a talent, then you flip that talent. You make even more talents, which that talent goes into money, currency. If you got one talent, flip it. Don't borrow it. Don't try to don't bury it in the ground, but be busy with it. That's how the Most High is going to give you actually the increase. Let me see, Shabatka. This is Proverbs 11, verse 25. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. So you gotta be busy with the fruit. You gotta water the plants of the field, which are the Israelites. If you give them water, you yourself shall also be watered. The Most High is not gonna let you be depleted if you do this in sincerity and in truth. If you want to perfect the saints, So let's go back to Psalms 23, and it reads, Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, which is Babylon the Great. That's where our people, they walk in fear. That's actually everywhere, but mainly Babylon the Great. I will fear no evil, for Yahweh is with us, the seed of Jacob. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So what does a rod or a staff mean? A rod or a staff is a measuring instrument. And what do? We measure the times with the scriptures. As it says, if you read Matthew 24, that's going to be wars and rumors of wars. The love of many shall wax cold. That's what's happening right now. People are through this serum that they're spreading, that they're injecting you with, this serum, this potion, this Beetlejuice. They are creating a division, and loved ones, they don't really love one another anymore like how they used to, because they are looking at each other sideways if they don't choose for that Beetlejuice, and that's only the beginning of all these calamities and all these divisions that are going to come. Bakan. So we measure the times with these scriptures, and all these scriptures, all these prophecies are coming to pass. There are a few left that need to be fulfilled. Like Jeremiah, what was it? Jeremiah 30:7. Jacob's trouble. Those are and the charagma, which is the mark of the MOTB. There's just a few that need to be fulfilled, and that's why we go to the scriptures to measure the time that we're living in. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra 9, verse 1. And it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. God, so measure thou the time diligently in itself. Measure it with the rod and the staff, which is the scriptures. And how do we prove that is the scriptures? Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So what comforts us? Let's go to the book of Romans. Romans 15, verse 4. And it reads, For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. You see, so everything that was written aforetime, all the laws and the prophecies, they were written for our learning. The wisdom is for our learning. That's all contained in this Bible. History, prophecy, wisdom, and yeah, it's our heritage. So that that we, through patience, meaning long suffering, and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So the scriptures, they comfort us. That's how we have hope. The hope unto salvation. That Yahweh is going to send his son, Yahweh, who everybody ignorant calls Jesus, to save his people, the descendants of Jacob, the seed of Jacob. And let's go to 1 Maccabees 12, verse 9. And it reads, Therefore we also, albeit we need none of these things, that we have the holy scripture, that we have the holy books of scripture in our hands to comfort us. You see? So the holy books of scripture, they comfort us. The rod and thy staff, they comfort us. See? God. But without further ado, I'm going to go into that prayer. God, so this is Psalms 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And in the Lashon Kodash, it's Gam, Kaya-ahlak, Bagayaah, Tazalamawath, Laah-ahyaraah, Kaya-ahlak, Imadya, Shabatka, Wamashinathka, Hamah, Yanachaamnaya. So let me read again with the understanding thereof, explaining the words. Gum is yea, Kaya is though or because. Ahlak, let's go to the root word. If we go to the strong concordance, then it says Yalak. Yalak is to walk. But here it says Ahlak because it's I walk. That's why you put the A in front of it. Ahlak. Bagayaah. Ba is in and Gaya-ah is valley. Tazalamawath is the death shadow. If you go to Strong's H67 and 54, 50, H67 and 57, the outline of biblical usage says, death shadow, deep darkness, shadow of death. You see? Strong's definition explains shade of death, the grave, shadow of death, calamity. Laah is not, 𝐤𝐻yaraah is fear, 𝐤𝐻 is evil, Kaya is for or because, 𝐻𝐻ah is thou or you, Imadya, Imad is with, and the Ya in the end is pursuing to me. Shabatka, Shabbat is rod, and the Ka in the end makes it pursuing to thou, thy rod. And if we go into that, Shabbat, the outline of biblical uses, says rod, staff, branch, offshoot, scepter, tribe, rod, staff. Let's go to the Strong's definition, meaning to branch off, scion, a stick, riding, fighting, ruling, walking, a clan, correction, dart, rod, scepter, tribe, gun. So it's a riding, it's a ruling, which goes into the Holy Scriptures. Wamashinathka, Wa is and, Mashinath is staff, and the Ka in the end makes it pursuing to thou, thy staff. Hamah is they, Yanachaamnaya, Yanacham is comfort, and Naya makes it pursuing to me. God. So this is the infamous scripture that the people in the churches use, that people know by heart, when they're in trouble, then this is what they often say. So this is the translation of that verse, and 𝐤𝐻𝐻, that you have been edified and that you can use the scripture in this purest form, that you can use this prayer in its purest form, which is the Lashon Kodash, which is the language that the Most High gave us, So with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Reka Kodash. Shalom Akim.